Hello and welcome to the tutorial for our PTO Planner. In this video, I will show you how to set up the tool in just a few steps and how to start planning right away. We begin on the database worksheet. First, we define the calendar year. Once the year is entered, the entire PTO Planner automatically adjusts to the selected year. Next to it, you enter your company holidays. These dates are later highlighted automatically in the calendar, just like Saturdays and Sundays. This gives you a clear overview of all non-working days and makes planning much easier. The next section is for blackout dates. Blackout dates are periods where PTO may be restricted, for example during peak season, important projects, or other critical business periods. Simply enter the name of the period, the start date, and the end date. In the PTO Planner, these periods are displayed automatically as a green bar below the date row. This allows you to see critical planning periods at a glance. Now we move to the group table. Here, you define your departments or employee groups and their abbreviations. The system is designed to organize your employees automatically. That means all employees will later be sorted by their assigned group in the calendar, no matter in which order you enter them in the employee table. In the employee table, you enter the employee name, the employee ID, the assigned group, and the available vacation or PTO days. You do not have to manually sort the employees. The planner takes care of the structure for you. In the header area of the employee table, you can select additional planned absence types using drop-down menus. For example, you can track categories such as sick days, work from home, business travel, jury duty, bereavement leave, or unpaid leave. For each employee, you can define how many days are available for each selected absence type. The planner then automatically tracks the usage throughout the year. This means you can always see how many days have already been used and how many are still available. Before we leave the database worksheet, let's take a look at the absence type overview. This section works as a reference table for all available absence types in the PTO Planner. It shows the description, the code, and the assigned color for each absence type. The standard categories, such as vacation and personal day, are fixed in the planner. Additional custom absence types can be adjusted individually. Any custom absence type you create will automatically appear in the PTO Planner with the assigned abbreviation and color. This keeps the visual structure consistent and easy to understand across the entire planner. Now the database setup is complete. Let's switch to the PTO Planner worksheet. This is where the actual planning takes place. On the left side, you can see your employees, their employee IDs, and their assigned groups. As mentioned before, the automatic grouping helps you see all employees of one department directly together. This is especially useful when several team members want to take PTO during the same period. At the top of the planner, you will find the calendar structure. The timeline is organized clearly from top to bottom. First, you see the month. Below that, the week number. Then the day of the week. Then the exact date. Below the date row, the blackout dates are displayed as a green bar. Saturdays, Sundays, and company holidays are highlighted in light red. This gives you a clear overview of the full year and helps you plan absences with more transparency. In the upper area, you also find the absence overview and counters. Here, you can use drop-down menus to select the absence types you want to track in the summary columns. For example, you can display vacation, PTO, sick days, work from home, or on-call shifts. The planner then shows how many days each employee has used for the selected absence type. To create more space for the calendar, you can also collapse the top menu area if needed. Entering an absence is very simple. Select the cell that matches the employee and the specific date. Then open the drop-down menu and choose the correct absence type. For example, you can select PTO, sick, WFH, comp time, or another available category. All absence types come directly from the absence table in the database. Even Saturdays, Sundays, and company holidays can be selected if needed. Although these days are visually highlighted, The cells remain fully functional. This allows you to plan vacations and all other absences clearly and consistently. Now that we have covered the setup and the main planning area, we will move on to the analysis. Now we will look at the central overview of your PTO planner, the Employee Absence Dashboard. The dashboard gives you a clear visual summary of your entire PTO and absence planning. All key figures and charts are based on the data entered in the PTO planner and in the database. Let's start on the top left. Here you can see the total number of available PTO days for your company. Next to it, the dashboard shows how many vacation days and personal days are already planned and how many days are still remaining. This gives you a quick overview of the overall PTO situation and helps you understand how much capacity is still available. Directly below, you will find the chart Vacation by Group. This chart shows planned and remaining vacation days for each group. This makes it easy to compare teams and see where most vacation has already been planned. You can quickly identify groups with high remaining vacation days or teams where the available vacation days are already strongly reduced. Below that, the chart Health and Wellness by Group summarizes health-related absences by group. For example, it can display absence types such as sick leave or bereavement leave, depending on your setup. This gives you a clear comparison between the different teams. Now we move back to the top, to the next section. Here you will find the unpaid and unauthorized overview. This area summarizes critical absence types such as no call, no show, and unpaid leave. The dashboard shows both the number of days and the percentage distribution. This is especially useful if you want to monitor unplanned or problematic absences separately from regular PTO planning. Directly below, the chart Unpaid and Unauthorized by Group breaks down unpaid and unauthorized absences by group. This allows you to see whether these absences are concentrated in specific teams. It is a helpful overview for HR analysis, team management, and internal discussions. Below that, the monthly health and wellness chart shows how health-related absences develop over the year. This makes it easier to identify seasonal patterns, monthly peaks, or unusual developments. For example, you can quickly see whether health-related absences are higher in specific months. Now we move back to the top again, to the middle section of the dashboard. Here you can see the headcount by group. This chart shows how many employees are assigned to each group or department. On the right side, the dashboard also displays the total headcount. This helps you understand how your workforce is distributed across the different teams. Directly below, you will find staff availability for the next 7 days. This chart shows how many employees are available on each of the upcoming days. Different absence types are displayed in the chart, while the remaining on-site capacity is shown as the main availability value. This is useful for short-term planning and helps you quickly check whether enough employees are available in the coming week. Now we move to the top right. Here you will find the Year Progress Indicator. It shows how much of the year has already passed and how many days are still left. This gives you helpful context when reviewing PTO usage, remaining vacation days, and planning progress throughout the year. Below that, the Blackout Dates section shows your defined critical planning periods. For each blackout date, the dashboard compares the remaining capacity with the already planned absences. This helps you identify whether staffing could become critical during important periods, such as peak season, seasonal breaks, or other high-demand phases. At the bottom right, you will find the Employee Analysis. Here, you can select one employee by name. The dashboard then displays the employee ID, the assigned group, and a monthly overview of the employee's absence types. The chart shows in which months the selected employee had absences and which categories were used. The legend on the right helps you interpret the different absence types correctly. This section is especially useful if you want to review one employee in more detail without switching directly to the annual overview. Important note: whenever you make changes in the PTO Planner or in the database, the dashboard should be refreshed. This ensures that all charts, key figures, and analyses show the latest planning status. Now let's switch to the Employee Annual Overview worksheet. This sheet gives you a detailed yearly overview for one selected employee. At the top of the worksheet, you can select the employee using the drop-down menu. Once an employee is selected, the overview automatically updates and displays the corresponding absence data from the PTO Planner. In the main calendar area, you can see the entire year at a glance. All entered absences are shown directly in the yearly calendar. This includes vacation, personal days, sick leave, work from home, unpaid leave, on-call, or any other absence types you have defined in the planner. This makes it easy to see when and how often an employee was absent during the year. Above the calendar, you will find a visual summary chart. This chart shows which absence types occurred and how often they were used by the selected employee. The chart gives you a quick overview without having to check every single day manually. This is especially useful for employee reviews, HR documentation, or internal absence analysis. The Employee Annual Overview is not only useful for vacation tracking, it can also help you identify patterns, such as repeated absences in certain months, frequent use of specific absence types, or general planning behavior throughout the year. This gives you a clear and objective basis for employee conversations. The worksheet is already prepared as a clean and professional report. You can use it for internal documentation, print it for employee meetings, or save it as a yearly absence overview. Now let's look at the final worksheet, My Annual PTO Plan. This sheet is designed as a printable planning template for your employees. It is especially useful at the beginning of the year when you want to collect PTO requests from your team in a structured way. The template can be printed and handed out to your employees. Each employee can enter their personal details and planned PTO dates directly on the form. This makes it easy to collect vacation requests before entering them into the digital PTO Planner. A major advantage of this template is that company holidays and blackout dates are automatically transferred from your database setup. This means your employees can immediately see which dates are holidays and which periods may be restricted for PTO planning. It creates transparency and helps avoid planning conflicts before requests are submitted. The print layout is already optimized. Only the relevant planning area is prepared for printing, while helper data and unnecessary background information are excluded. The result is a clean and professional document that you can use for internal planning, approval processes, or employee communication. Once the employee has completed the form, you can review the requested dates and transfer the approved absences into the digital PTO Planner. This gives you a simple workflow. First, collect the requests on paper, then approve them, and finally enter them into the planner. With the Employee Annual Overview and the printable My Annual PTO Plan, you have two practical tools for documentation, employee communication, and structured PTO planning. The Annual Overview helps you review the past year, while the print layout helps you plan the year ahead. That brings us to the end of this PTO Planner tutorial. You have now seen how to set up the database, define your company holidays and blackout dates, create employee groups, enter employees, and customize your absence types. You have also seen how to use the main PTO Planner to enter absences, how to analyze your data in the Employee Absence Dashboard, and how to use the Employee Annual Overview and the printable My Annual PTO Plan for documentation and employee planning. The goal of this planner is to give you a clear, structured, and professional way to manage employee time off throughout the entire year. It helps you keep track of PTO, monitor absence types, identify possible staffing shortages, and prepare useful reports for internal planning. Thank you for watching. I hope this tutorial helps you get started quickly and makes your PTO planning easier, more transparent, and more efficient. I wish you great success with your PTO planner.